What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the V Club here, where I bring to you, just stuff that's topical, and I just wanted to share with you my opinion on some of the subject matter, and let me know what you think about that. Share with me your thoughts. I don't care if it's good, bad. I don't care if you're critical of me. I don't care what you think. Just lay it out there, and it's always debatable. And that's what I'm all about. It's all about hypotheticals, debate, all that good stuff. And, we can agree to agree or agree to disagree. All right, so enough of all that. Let's just get to it here. Let's talk about uh, Gruesome Newsome, right? The snake oil salesman of California. Um, I wanted to talk about the aftermath of what's going on with this whole signs California gas prices bill, right, to fight big oil, right? So recently he signed a bill, right, to lower gas prices and fight big oil because he's saying bullshit like, oh, gas companies have been gouging people for so long, and they're ripping people off and all this bullshit, right? But when you look at it, though, um, they are charging possibly higher prices because of the fact that we have to have special formula gases in California where you have a summer blend and a winter blend and all special additives to it because we're trying to keep the air clean in California, right? So there's a cost to that. It's not like it's a walk in the park free and all that, right? It's there's a cost. There's a cost to everything, right? You try and do a special blend that no one else in the world is doing, it's going to cost money. It's going to cost you more. So obviously, what are they going to do? They're going to have to pass the buck down to us because are they going to eat the cost? No. No company is going to eat the cost of doing business, all right? And in the end, they're going to find a way to have us pay for it no matter what. And they do it through, just putting the cost within the gas price in itself. So on top of that, if you look at all the different taxes and other additional fees that California charges into the gas price in itself, you wonder why gas prices cost so much in California. All right, because of the taxes that are in it. I mean, he proposed to fight the gas companies' charges. What about the taxes that are within the gas price? Right, because there's federal tax and California tax, fees, and obviously the cost to produce the gas, and that's why it's priced where it's at. And again, we're in California. We're the only place with this type of gas in the state of the United States. All right, so this whole shit dog and pony show about he's standing at the big oil, he's so full of shit. He's a snake oil salesman. All right, he's just crap. All right, one of the worst governors ever. I mean, I would say he's probably just as bad as the one that got recalled years ago, Gray Davis, because Gray Davis was terrible. Didn't know how to run the state. We had a terrible power situation where we had frequent brownouts. We had a lot of problems during that time, and so Newsom's just as bad because of the frivolous spending, all these different bullshit projects that we're paying for, the pandering and catering to illegals. I mean, you name everything that he does. This dude is so full of crap. He's one of the worst governors ever. All right, because when you look at it, what net positive or benefits have we gotten out of him besides the cost of everything has gone up, and you can see it. All right, a lot of people have moved out of state. A lot of businesses have closed up, and we got a lot of homeless people. We got a lot of illegals. So to me, you put all that, plus you look at all the other aspects of what's going on in California, soft on crime, that we're finally going to get a fix on, because Prop 47 has been a disaster for the last 10 years, which, no cash bails and, catch and release and all this other bullshit stuff, right? So, how can it be anything positive to talk about California when everything is so negative? And so, is there a glimmer of hope? Because with this, bill that he signed shortly after the election, right, where we elected Donald Trump as president, then what happens, right? So, let me see here. I'm going to pull this up. Where is it at? Is it here? No. Man, all of a sudden I can't find it. Ah, there it is. So, what do you call it? The election, right? There was actually, before this news piece, here's this news piece here I wanted to share with you guys. So after he signs the bill and then the election comes, right? It's funny the timing of this carbon vote, all right, that comes where you have the CARB leaders, right? The CARB, commission, which is the California Air Resources Board. What happened was they were having this commission or meeting to determine the cost of this new standard of putting into the gas to further refine the gas and additives and all other crap. And they were going to decide on doing that. And by doing that, it's going to cause the prices to go up. So, because again, when you're trying to do all this special shit and no one else in the world is doing, and you're only doing it in California, of course the price is going to go up. And that's just the way it is. I mean, it's so easy to see. I mean, it doesn't take rocket science to figure out that it's not free. So the timing of Gavin Newsom, that passes that bill, whatever he did to, made that announcement, we're going to fight big oil, and they got to, they're gouging us for so long, blah, blah, blah. We're going to, give it to them, right? They got to lower their prices, right? We're going to do all this crap and figure it out, and get to the bottom of this. And it's like, duh. The bottom line is, you want this special gas, it's going to cost you some money, right? So, here's this news piece about what happened here.
Costly gas prices in California now going even higher, this time after a vote to overhaul a key climate program. Thanks for joining us here at 10. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Marley Ginter. The price at the pump always top of mind for drivers, especially heading into a holiday weekend. Nationally, the average is $3.09 a gallon. That is down from this time last year when it was $3.40. All of that not meaning much to us here, though, right?
We've got some of the most expensive gases you might know. Right now, California's average $4.52 a gallon. That's nearly $1.50 more than the rest of the country.
And now within the past hour, the California Air Resources Board voted on a new low-carbon fuel standard. Critics say this new plan will continue to drive up your gas prices.
Your reporter Madison Keithley has been looking into this, getting answers tonight on the impact to our wallets.
This was a marathon meeting, 12 hours long, and there were weeks of political pushback. CARB approved updates to that climate program that's aimed at reducing planet-warming emissions from transportation fuels, one that's expected to raise gas prices.
For 12 gallons, $53.
Gas prices in California, the second highest in the country, only behind Hawaii.
Of course. And the only reason why Hawaii is higher is because it's an island, right? You have to import gas to Hawaii because it's just a floating island out there, and they really have no resources like gasoline on that island or around it, so they got to import the gas. So obviously that's why the gas prices are higher. Well, cost of living in Hawaii is higher too because you got to import everything to Hawaii. But you look at this breakdown here: 18 cents federal tax, 59 cents for state and local taxes, and 78 cents for total excise tax per gallon. I mean, what is this crap, right? And so they want to increase the cost, with this commission because of further refining of the gasoline, right?
Gas taxes, the highest.
It's a little bit painful to the pocket.
Cut into our budget, or we work, so sometimes we go buy lunch.
And you know what the Democrats say to that? I mean, you know what they're going to say to that? They're just going to say, well, we're going to do it, and what are you going to do about it? That's what they're telling everybody.
So basically taking our lunch money too.
The California Air Resources Board spent 12 hours Friday discussing proposed changes to the state's low carbon fuel standard, shortened to LCFS.
Madam Chair, the motion passes.
The climate program that some analysts estimated could increase prices at the pump by as much as 65 cents a gallon.
Well, I'm real concerned about the potential to raise gas prices, but I'm heartened that CARB has put something in the proposal to allow them to reevaluate if gas prices go up too much.
A couple dozen Republican lawmakers have accused the board of a lack of transparency, a subject, along with gas price increases, addressed in this marathon meeting.
And these people, this CARB board commissions, right? These are not elected people. These are just people appointed, I believe, by the governor or so. But they're not elected or anything. I mean, this is like they don't have any meaning to us except bullshit in general here.
And I think this is part of the transparency and clarity for the public that we monitor the changes in gas prices.
This program, the one we're voting on today, the one that exists for 13 years, is that the average is around 8 to 10 cents. That's it. That's fact.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Board members said oil companies are to blame for gas prices, not.
See, so they're blaming the oil companies. Hello, the cost of doing business here. If you want this special formulated gas, it's going to cost. It's not cheap, you know what I mean? Especially if we're the only place in the world that does this crap.
The LCFS. But last year, CARB itself projected that the changes, the stricter standard, would increase gas prices by 47 cents.
So 47 cents might be CARB is doing that, right? So I don't have faith in the system. I hope something happens to make it more affordable, but I'm pessimistic at best.
The new standards go into effect next year, but one board member said it wouldn't be January 1st, though. Specific dates are not clear as of yet. 12 hours, though, to get to that answer.
Wow, that's a long time. But I mean, hey, this is a really important topic.
All right, so we know that, right? So this happened right after the election, right? When Gavin Newsom, idiotically was like, the gas, I already said it, right? So here's an update on that, all right? A couple days ago on this whole LCFS, whatever it's called, and here's Alex Bell. I would bang her. Gas prices here. I like the curves on this one right here, though, but Alex Bell, woo, that's all I got to say.
California gas prices, of course, they are top of mind for everyone here in California. It's been nearly a month since the California Air Resources Board, or CARB, voted on a controversial decision that could possibly raise prices even more for next year. ABC 10's Janita Nguyen spoke with one of two board members who voted against the measure and asked why he believes nearly all of his colleagues voted for the change.
Senator Flores?
Flores, no.
Dean Flores was one of 2 out of the 16 CARB board members to vote no on the most recent amendments to the Low Carbon Fuel Standard, or the LCFS. That program's goal is to lower the state's greenhouse gas emissions as the state continues its transition to zero emissions by 2045.
We really didn't debate or have the opportunity to look at additional information, and nonetheless took the vote. Was too much for me to vote any other way but no.
On November 8th,
at least he's grounded with some common sense and not just going along with the rest of the crew, and actually put some thought into it, right? I mean, kudos to him for that, because these other fools here don't give a fuck about nobody.
the board held a 12-hour meeting listening to dozens of comments from the public and stakeholders like PG&E. While many people expressed support for the amendments to the LCFS, many, including state lawmakers, opposed it, believing it would drive up gas costs.
Whoever studied.
no matter what, this whole bullshit is going to drive up gas costs regardless of whatever it is that they're trying to figure out or they're stuck on right now. It's going to go up regardless because this whole special formulation of gas is the key issue here.
You looked at gas prices are going to rise anywhere from 45 cents to $1 per gallon.
The LCFS allows major polluters like oil companies to buy credits and avoid penalties from the state. Regardless of Flores' no vote, the board still passed the measure. Weeks leading up to the vote, CARB's executive officer repeatedly said he did not know how this would impact gas prices.
Gas. What do you mean? I mean, how would you not know it would, how he's trying to soften the blow here, all right, that it's going to go up. All right, that's a no-brainer. It's going to go up. I mean, it's so easy to see.
Costs rise, and
and then you have that bullshit board member says, "Oh, it's not going to go. It's going to go up no more than 8 to 10 cents." Get the fuck out of here.
Response was, "No, I don't expect them to."
ABC 10 asked Flores if he believes Dr. Stephen Cliff lied to the public.
Yeah. I'd rather focus on his further statement. That is, we don't know where gas prices are going. And I think that's absolutely true. And that's what's concerning about it. I don't think anyone was debating whether gas prices would get lower.
Yeah,
that's one thing that everybody didn't argue about. And that kind of concerns me as well.
While in Fresno last week, Governor Gavin Newsom expressed his support for the LCFS.
We've long supported low carbon fuel standard. We believe in the importance and the imperative, particularly at this critical moment as it relates to American history and the likely shift in policies and approach that will be taking place with the Trump administration.
While a nearly 150-page staff report regarding the LCFS mentions drivers would eventually save on gas prices in the coming years, Flores says he has a hard time believing that would actually happen.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hold on.
Let's just use history as an example. When I was a kid, gas cost 25 cents, and I haven't ever seen gas go down all the way into my now 60s.
This board is made up.
So think about that. How can gas prices go down in the long run? All right. I mean, it's going to go up regardless. It's going to go up. It's such a no-brainer.
Of appointed members and not elected officials, and these are paid positions. Public records show the pay can range from $40,000 to $50,000 a year. In contrast, CARB's chair, Leanne Randolph, made nearly $200,000 in 2023. Because of this, lawmakers have continuously...
Believe it or not, the governor makes around the same amount of money. I can't believe that. You know what I mean? It's funny how, like, the highest office elected officials, governor, president, all that, the salaries are not that high when you really think about it. When you look at what they have to do when it comes to running the country or running the state, their pay is really not that high. And it's just crazy to wrap my head around. You know, and then you saw that, you know, this CARB chair member, or chair board, whatever she is, she makes $200,000. I mean, I myself, I made like 150 last year, and this year I think I'm close to making around 150 again this year. So, you know, it's just funny how that is, and just in general though.
2023. Because of this, lawmakers have continuously asked for more transparency. If there were to be more oversight or even an audit, Flores says he'll welcome it.
Rightfully, they should get as many answers as they want from CARB, and I think they should obviously, oversight-wise, ask us to justify.
In Sacramento, Jeannie Nguyen, ABC 10.
And we asked, is this a push to get people to stop using gas-powered vehicles? Flores says that he has seen similar models take place in other countries, but believes CARB's goal is to make sure that as much carbon gets out of fuels to reduce the impact on the climate.
Come on. I mean, really, think about this for a second, all right? Of course it's trying to drive people to get out of cars and all that. Of course California has a Green New Deal to shift everybody to electric cars. Of course, they're trying to phase everybody out of gasoline-powered cars by, well, they say 2045, but I think it's by 2035. So, of course, that's the move that California is trying to do. All right? As they also have driven refineries out of California, and instead of drilling in California as well, we've imported gasoline. But I mean, that's a nationwide problem we have with that, as we are importing gasoline from other countries rather than drilling in our own country. Since we have the Keystone Pipeline to be able to pull gas from up north, we could drill off the coast of, whether it's on the East Coast or on the West Coast, so we could be self-sufficient on gas. But yet again, these fools, these blue dummies, Democrats, who are corrupt and full of themselves and really show who they really are about, which is, being with the elites, pushing all the working class out and replacing us with illegals. So that way there could be a big divide, right? Either you're an elite or you're well below the elite, which are just a peasant class, and that's the illegals. And so this facade and charade and bullshit needs to end. And at least Trump's coming to office to kind of facilitate this sort of change, to get back to being America and being American. And you know what the trickle-down effect is? I think it's going to trickle down into these blue states, right? As you can see, the election made California redder than it's ever been, right? And, it's going to take time, but it's going to push its way towards the heavily populated coastal cities. And by doing that, hopefully it'll wake up people, because the reason why we are in what we're in California is because it's not just, it's just the cost of everything goes up because, whatever, the companies. It's because it's the politicians in place that drive these prices to go up and all that. So, when it comes to the short supply of housing, why is that? Oh, because they are helping the illegals get the places to live, right? Why is there so much homeless? Because they're not doing anything to fight addiction problems, which a lot of homeless have. And they put a lot of money into it, which they don't know where the money's at, because obviously the Democrats are scammers and took the money for themselves, right? And maybe divvied up with the NGOs and all this other crap, as they are helping funding illegals as well. So you see that, all right? And the list goes on and on. Why do we have all these problems? Soft on crime, because we have these paid off George Soros DAs and some of these blue city mayors that are on the same page with that bullshit. It's soft on crime, and then crime is rampant in California. And so what happens to that? Well, people don't want to live in an unsafe environment, right? So, I mean, it's just the craziness, right? But change is coming for the better, and it's going to be a wake-up call for everybody. Gas prices will go up, all right? I mean, that's not like an estimate. That's not some prediction of, like a crystal ball prediction. It's just going to happen, simply put. Other than that, comment down below. Let me know what you think. And so, I mean, shit, it's a no-brainer. It's coming. And all we're going to do is hear people cry about it, but then you got what you voted for, right? You wanted Gavin Newsom. You didn't want to recall him. I mean, you get what you voted for. So gas prices will go up. It's inevitable. Comment down below. Subscribe. Hit the bell icon. More to come in another one. And, I'll see you next one.